Ba-ba-da-bow-bow, Banger Management Fantasy Hockey Podcast. Woo!
Woo! Woo!
I can't believe you didn't throw a crazy woo at him, Kevin.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I don't
Yeah,
want to throw him off his game right as he's coming back.
I paused. I was like,
I saw.
and then I just was
You
like,
were
oh, it was
wise.
a normal woo. I'm just gonna woo again. I liked how y'all were making fun of my whoa, that was crazy when I was gone. woos.
Every time I do a different woo, Josh was like, "Oh no, like I'm Jakey." I
think I did a pretty
You don't
good
go
impression.
first, Josh. You don't understand. You go first. You don't understand the struggle. It's rough out here. It's rough out here. It could be one woo one day and then another woo another. It's too much. It's too crazy. So, without further ado, welcome in to Banger Management, the fantasy hockey podcast with Jake, Josh, and Kevin. I am back. I am still back. I am staying back. What a life. We love Banger Management.
Out of the basement.
Hockey podcast. Today, our week 13 hot topics and mailbag episode. It's funny, it's fun, it's spicy. Stick around and you're gonna enjoy it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We are there. And subscribe on YouTube. Definitely do that. And come join the Discord community. Super easy. You click the link, which is in the podcast description, and basically you're 90% of the way there. You'll just make a username, and then you can come interact with us, ask us all your questions. Great community, great place to be. It's really enhanced it just made everything better this whole year for our Discord members and for us. So you can provide
the
some
Discord
feedback
so
in
fun.
there, and it's really nice to have.
It's the place to be.
Yeah, and don't forget to follow us. Also, guys, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, like just follow that button.
Yeah.
Every time the new episode comes out, you'll be notified. And then 5 stars. That's the bonus.
Yeah, that's it. But the follow really helps. So please do that. And all of our socials as well: X, Reddit, Instagram, TikTok. You can see those in the podcast description.
Zillow, MySpace.
Probably
Tinder,
not those, but
Bumble.
follow us on Tinder,
Bumble Friends, and Bumble Business or whatever.
Check out our
You see the
LinkedIn.
Banger Management page on Hinge. That's not us. No.
Oh my God.
All right, let's just get
If
it.
someone messages you saying that they are a banger on one of these platforms, please do not respond.
If they're part of the Bang Gang, it's a different.
All right, let's get into our hot topics for week 13.
Let's do it. All right. First hot topic for this week. We've got the Anaheim Ducks, specifically some guys like Troy Terry, Leo Carlson, Jackson Lehkonen, Lucas Dostal. I'll highlight Terry and Dostal as two of the big ones that we've been hearing a lot about. The Ducks are in a bit of a tailspin. Started off the year way hotter than anyone expected and have been way worse than we expected recently. And some people are saying, do I drop Terry? Do I drop Dostal? What's going on with them? And what do you guys think?
Yeah, I still think that they're like gonna make a push for the playoffs. It's definitely a different Ducks than we were used to seeing, pretty much about a month ago. But it's a young team, and I say this, all the time with young players, very unpredictable. Gauthier also, right, it's been a pretty bad last few weeks, actually. I
For
feel
Gauthier, I
like
feel like he's the only one that's been like decent. His shots have been nuts.
Gauthier?
Yeah,
but like over the past 2 weeks, I mean, since like the December 11th, he has 2 games with points, 2 points in each of those games. But like that's almost 3 weeks of continuous like horrible points. But it's the whole team. They're not scoring much. They're letting in a lot of goals. Do I think they'll turn it around? Yes, probably not going to be as hot as they once were. Overall, though, yeah, I mean. I would say it's a buy low opportunity for some.
Okay, so which ones are buy lows and which ones are I'm avoiding? So let's say Lucas Dostal. That's a big one.
Yeah, he's very polarizing right now. I think he's been the worst goalie in fantasy, I think, since coming back from his own injury. And this is a scary one because it feels like if you're sending any goalie for him, you're taking a massive, massive L in the immediate future. But I'm still willing to do that for, I think the low end starters, I'd be willing to do for Dostal, knowing that I'm sending a better goalie and should be getting more value along with Dostal. So I'm thinking of like, if I had UC Saros, would you do Saros for Dostal plus?
That's an interesting one. It's really
That's you
scary
have
right
to have
now.
conviction. Exactly.
Yeah. Look, I do believe there's brighter days ahead for Dostal and the Ducks. They just cannot be this bad, and he cannot be this bad. But I think you have to temper the expectations. I don't think he's going to go back to what, I don't think the team's going to go back to what they were at the start of the season. I think that was them vastly overperforming. So I think if you can get a decent plus, I don't mind doing the Saros for Dostal plus. But at this point, it should be a sizable plus.
Yeah, what if it's like Saros for Dostal plus Fantilli?
Yeah, I like that.
I'm taking that.
Yeah.
I'm
think
taking
that's
the
realistic.
Dostal Fantilli.
I think that's a good one. Yeah. I think that's a realistic one you can do as well.
That is a good that is a really solid
Knowing
idea.
that the guy that has Dostal in your league probably really needs the goalie help, and I feel like holding Dostal at this point is like negative value.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
But overall, like I think Terry is a big one. Like people have been dropping him recently. He's got bumped down to line 3, power play 2. I don't know if that's sustainable. I think he's gonna end up in the top 6. It feels like, and back on PP1 at some point. They're kind of like splitting their power play units right now. Like we're seeing even Gauthier on power play 2, and
Yeah.
they're using Kreider on power play 2, and that's kind of like a big sign that this is a split unit. And I think Terry is the most dispensable of the bunch at the moment because he's fallen from so high. So
Personally,
I do believe
I'm trying to buy Terry, honestly.
you can absolutely buy Terry right now. People want to drop him, so it depends what
mean,
you're willing to sell. But
not
in
in
your
our league
case, Josh, he would
because
be a perfect buy low for your team.
I literally I'm trying so hard, but the guy in our league who has him doesn't make trades. So, and also obviously I send the trade offer and then Terry immediately puts up a 3-point game after being awful
Yeah.
for a while, which is just the classic try buy low curse. So I don't think I'll be able to pull it off, but I do like Terry as a buy low in certain situations. I don't think that this line 3 power play 2 exposure is going to stay. I think he's definitely top 6 power play 1 rest of the season, but it might take a few weeks for it to get back there.
Yep. I don't want it to be like a I told you so thing, but like we did say to like sell all your Ducks guys, and
Yeah.
like Leo Carlson, the Jackson Lehkonen when he was popping off, like even the Taveres and the Kreiders, like it felt really scary because they held the high value for so long. But look how bad it is right now, and like it's
Yeah.
not going to be this bad forever. They'll go back to being good again, but they're not going to hit the heights that they were hitting at the beginning of the year. And let's
Yeah.
not forget, like this team is still in the process of like becoming a competitive team. Like I think we were all like writing them in the playoff picture, being like, all right, this team is actually good now. We have to treat them as such.
Yeah.
But last year they were so bad. Like you don't go from being so bad to like so good.
Yeah. Fully agree.
Yep.
All right. Next, we've got another situation of a team that was overperforming and now seems to be falling, and that is the Boston Bruins. So we've got some notable names like David Pastrnak, Morgan Geekie, Charlie McAvoy, Jeremy Swayman. What do you think of these guys? Are these more buy lows? Are any of them, I know that like Pasta, I have him on my team. He's been underwhelming. He's got like 3 points in his last 4 games.
Line 3 pasta.
Yeah, I mean that too was just absolutely ridiculous. Geeky's slowing down a little bit. He's still. I mean, these guys have still been like this isn't the same as the Ducks
He was too
because
hot.
like first of all they were really hot, but also like Pasta and Geeky have still been solid the past couple of weeks. It's not like they're like completely falling off. McAvoy's having a slow return, but I think defensemen in general, like you can't expect him to be point per game. And then Swayman as the goalie for the Bruins. If they're losing games, then we're seeing Korpisalo get some starts here and there. What do you guys think?
So I actually like the Ducks as a team more than the Blues this year.
Bruins.
Bruins?
Sorry. Thank you. Yes, I was about to catch myself, but yeah, and the Blues.
Yeah.
To be fair,
True.
So I wasn't wrong there. Yeah, I mean, when you look at their records, you could see that like they both have similar amounts of wins, but the thing with the Ducks is that they I think have more of a spread out lineup, whereas the Bruins are extremely top heavy. So that to me means that I'm like less worried about Pasternak and Geeky than I am about, Leo Carlson and Cutter Gauthier or Troy Terry, whoever you want to put in there. I mean, I think that, like, players have to score, and the concentration to those guys is going to be there. Pasternak is still going to be elite, even if he's fallen off a little bit. Zero worry there. But I do worry that the Bruins are just going to continuously not be good for the rest of the season. I don't think they have a very good team. So, whereas the Ducks, they won't be what they were at the beginning, but they'll steady out and they won't be this bad. And I think they'll be in the fringe playoff conversation. Whereas the Bruins, I don't think are going to make it.
I mean, I remember looking at this Bruins lineup. I think it was one of the first episodes when you went to Korea, Jakey. And I remember telling Josh, maybe it was even before that. Maybe we were all three of us still there, but being like, I look at this lineup, but this is not a playoff team to me. Like, they were at the time, like, they were top of the division, it felt like, and we were all like, okay, like, I guess never count out Boston type of thing. And like, obviously, I think Boston is a team that's always wants to compete, and there's value to that, where like their assets are going to be strong, and the team itself is going to try to put wins together and never get a tank. But if you look on paper, like Steve's line one, like what do we? I'm not no shade against Steve's himself. Like, he actually has like kind of decent fantasy value for like the name and whatever, but there's just so much lack of depth here that I don't see this team being in the playoff race. And they were for so long, and now I think we're starting to see like their value kind of like regress. Boat goes down. We talked about boat was really up. Water's drying out. Boat's coming down. So I'm still happy with Pasta and Geeky, and like, even though their production over the last 2 weeks has definitely faltered, I want them on my team for like the playoffs, because they have like that elite playoff schedule. Like, we talk about the Rangers all the time. Like, they have that 4-4-4 in weeks 21 to 23, but definitely tampering expectations. And I think we're encouraging you guys to capitalize on the sell high. And it feels bad because they were holding this value for like 2 months. But at a certain point, you have to trust like your gut and your projections on these players. And like, I don't think Geeky is a point per game player. That's what he was averaging for 2 months of the year. Now I think last year he was at 0.7. Maybe he ends the season at 0.8. That's still really good for where you got him in your drafts or off waivers even. But if you could have capitalized on him selling at the 0.1 value, 1 point per game value, then yeah. But I'm more happy with the Boston guys on my roster than the Ducks guys on my roster, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, one thing with Boston, like you mentioned, is that they have an elite playoff schedule, weeks 21 to 23. They have 4 games all 3 of those weeks. So honestly, if they go through a rough stretch, then I'm trying to buy low on all these guys. I mean, obviously, anytime you can buy low on Pasternak is a huge win. So if he keeps being slow for the next week or two, and you can send, like your second or third round pick who's overperforming for Pasta, I'm doing that in a heartbeat. And Geeky as well. If he slows down, then I wouldn't mind buying low on him. I definitely don't want to touch him with what he's been doing lately, just because he's been so good. I actually sold high on him, even though I still love him. I think he's going to be a really, really solid rest of the season. But he was a clear sell high. McAvoy, I think you can buy on. He's just a solid guy, like to have on your team. Power play one, and gets good bangers. And then Swayman as well. Like, just really the playoff schedule, and the fact that these top assets, like, even if they might not do as well as they did at the start of the season, they're still going to be really good. I'm looking to buy all of these guys if they keep being slow
For the right price.
Yep.
for the right price,
Yeah.
always. Okay, here's an interesting one. I feel like this is just all throughout the year we're getting questions on some Colorado Avalanche guys, such as Val Nichushkin, Gabe Landeskog, Arturi Lehkonen, Brock Nelson. The reason I included these 4 guys specifically is because this is what it feels like is the carousel of power play one, right? So you've got 2 open spots because the locks are McKinnon, Makar, and Nietzsche. And it just seems like on any given night, any given week, 2 of these 4 guys are going to be there, and it's never going to be the same ones. So what do you say to people about, how to value these guys? What should they do if they have one and he's on power play one, he's not on power play one? They can drop, they can make a trade. Like, what do you do with these types of guys?
I mean,
Like,
I was going to say like
yeah.
these values for these guys are it's all deployment based, right? And the issue is that deployment fluctuates. So you don't want to have to like make a move on waivers, like pick up this guy, drop this guy, pick up this guy, drop this guy every time, following the line combinations. So the ones that I think have the steadiest deployment, I mean, we know Nelson is going to be the line 2C. Like, we know that's kind of set there. All these guys should be in the top 6, it feels like. Like, that feels like a safe bet to make.
The big question is power play
Landeskog
one.
right now seems like the guy that's like the one with the most sure thing deployment. And it's been a few weeks now that he's on PP1 and that he's playing with McKinnon on line 1. And I think that's just such a valuable spot, specifically because he's also left wing, right wing, and getting faceoffs out of it as well. Like, that's always a huge bonus. Like, he's not even center eligible yet, and he's getting faceoff wins. So if you're in a league that counts faceoff wins, I think he's even extra valuable. And he's shooting a lot too. Like, I'm very surprised by his shot quantity as well. So he's covering those bangers. It's very Boone Jenner reminiscent for me, in my opinion, except with more points upside given who he's playing with. I think he's the one that I want the most out of this group right now. For me, it's Landeskog, Nelson, Lehkonen, Nichushkin.
Yeah, but keep in mind, literally, let's say tonight,
Yeah.
news comes out. Nichushkin and Lehkonen are now on power play 1. Landeskog, Nelson to power play 2. Your
Yeah.
value immediately flips. So for me, I don't particularly want any of these guys on my team. What I want to be doing is I want to be, whichever ones I do have on my team, I want to sell while they're on power play 1. And if you have one of them and he's not on power play 1, then I'm depending on how deep your league is, sometimes they could just be a drop. But for the most part, I'm holding until they get that power play deployment back because it will happen at some point. Wait for them to rack up a week or two of solid points and then just sell them. Like the second one of these guys I have gets on power play 1 and puts up some good deployment, some good points, I'm selling them. It's just not worth the headache all year.
Yeah. I think standalone, Nichushkin kind of has the least amount of reliance on the others to be good.
Yeah.
But he also
He's
has
the best
like a
player
pretty
of the
low
list.
floor. Yeah, he is the best player. I sort of, but yet.
But he's the one that I want the least.
Yeah, it's like, yet I still agree with your rankings in a way. Because Nelson has the highest floor, I think has the lowest ceiling. And Landeskog, though, to me, there's like just something special about the fact that he's on the team again and stayed their captain the entire time he was away, and now he's playing with McKinnon. Like, it's not like they need to get it going. Like, he's a team player, he'll want to get it done regardless. But I think that Landeskog has the highest chance of playing with McKinnon for the duration of the season. You know what I mean? Like, it'll still fluctuate, but and even if the power play is in the question, I think that the even strength exposure that Landeskog is going to have to McKinnon makes him my favorite of the bunch because I think that's the most likely. And then there's Natchez, who's just the best person ever made. So
yeah, no, I mean I agree.
3.
I agree with your guys' rankings. It's just in my mind, like, do you want to hold a guy who like in the playoffs could just get demoted to power play 2 and immediately lose all value, or would you rather bank it for a guy who's just guaranteed to have that deployment? So like, even though the upside,
I mean, if I can bank it, I want to. But it's like, who are you? Who's realistic in a trade that you can maybe get?
Here's
like,
one you might not agree with. I'd rather have Troy
Maybe.
Terry than any of these guys.
Ooh.
I'd rather have Morgan Geekie, obviously, but I think that's probably too obvious.
Geekie I would. I think I'd rather Landeskog over Troy Terry.
Yeah,
maybe I'm just buying too much into the hype of the recent production.
I just don't believe that it's going to be the whole season. I think as long as Landeskog has this deployment, I prefer him over Terry, especially because Terry has the bad deployment right now. But if like I had to guess which one of them,
I'm assuming Terry like line 2 power play 1 type of thing. Like, that's what I'm kind of assuming.
Yeah, come playoff time, I think the deployment, you'd much rather have Troy Terry.
But then if come playoff time, Landeskog is line 1 PPU 1, to me it's like not even a question. I'd rather him. So I'm taking the I'm taking the gamble.
I just don't think it's worth taking the gamble because even line 1 power play 1, Landeskog is not going to be point per game. Troy Terry can be point per game.
Okay, but let me give you the situation. You're stuck with Troy Terry through the playoffs, or you're able to have Landeskog, and if he loses deployment, you're able to pick up Mason Marchment, who is line 1 PP1.
But I mean, that situation doesn't make sense because I can also pick up Mason Marchment if I have Troy Terry instead of Landeskog.
I know, but you're saying that you're less likely to do that if Troy Terry has a good deployment because you're going to be like, okay, I'm not going to drop Troy Terry for another guy that has equal deployment. I'm just going to take the chance on the guy that I've rolled with the whole season. Whereas Landeskog, you won't feel bad about cutting if he gets the bad deployment.
Yeah, so but I mean, if Terry has the good deployment, then I'm happy to hold him. Like, I'd rather have him than Mason Marchment.
But I think the difference is so small that I don't care if that's my backup option. Whereas I want the chance at the upside that Landeskog is going to give me if he has a good deployment come playoff time.
I guess I disagree. I think you're too low on Terry. I saw you telling people to drop him in the Discord, and I'm just like, okay.
I mean,
like,
if you look at his game log, and people were dropping for like actually good players.
No, I know. But for me,
like somebody had Horvat and Elias Pettersson on their waivers, and I was just like, you could cut Troy Terry for them, Like,
yeah. No, but in a league as deep as ours, like I'm trying to buy super hard, and I would take him over any of these Colorado guys. But that's just me. Let's go to the next one.
I think Landeskog's the one that I would just rather take a chance on over, but I agree with the other three.
The thing is, even Landeskog, like, I like what he's been doing in Bangers Cats, but I think if he loses the deployment, that goes down as well. So I don't think any part of what he's doing is guaranteed.
But it's a mix too of like, early season, like he wasn't necessarily playing at his full potential yet either. So like now
For
he's
sure.
like full potential plus good deployment. What does full potential with lesser deployment look like too? Like we don't know that scenario yet. But
I don't know. I just think
also
that
Colorado is just an insane team. Like if I have the chance
yeah.
of getting a guy that's playing with McKinnon and McCarr, like I want that chance.
I guess I don't know. I just think that Landeskog's ceiling is what Terry's just gonna do, so that's why I'd rather just take Terry. But I can see why you want that deployment for sure. Just don't think it's guaranteed. All right, let's go to the next one. We've got. I mean, this we've touched on a decent amount, but felt like I just had to include as a hot topic. You've got Steven Stamkos, UC Saros, Ryan O'Reilly. What's going on with Nashville? Is this real? Is it not? Do we sell? Do we just enjoy? What do you
I
guys
think
think?
you sell as soon
Yeah.
as possible, guys. Like we just lived it with Anaheim. We lived it with all these other teams that were so hot that were not as good as they were playing as. Nashville is just a team right now that over the last month or so, like they've been elite. It's crazy to say like with how bad their roster looks and you know how bad it's been in the last few years. But right now, over the last month, they're like winning a lot of games, and it's giving you an opportunity to sell on these guys. Whether you can actually, like a lot of people still have the stink. Like Ryan O'Reilly is still less than 40% owned, so like who's realistically buying at that point? I think Stamkos too is available in a lot of leagues, and he's probably the Nashville Predator with the most value right now. So I'm trying to sell for anything I can, and I think that your best opportunity to sell is in a package. Like make it a 2 for 2 where you know he's not the centerpiece of the trade, but he's pulling a lot of weight as like the 1B of the trade and get something done. Saros, I'm highlighting it as a sell high. Like he was a drop earlier in the year. Now you have the opportunity to sell high on him and get a guy that you know he's going to be on your roster the whole season. That listen, all goalies are inconsistent, so when anybody's showing any kind of consistency either way, like it's due for regression.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think they're all still highs.
So I actually do agree for fantasy with that for sure. The one thing though is like IRL, and I don't think they're a good team. Like I'm pretty sure I had them at bottom of the Central in my predictions this year. But we also know that when they traded for all these guys, like they were like they were supposed to be pretty good. Did it just take this long to come together, and are they now gonna like make a push for the playoffs?
No,
I I don't think so, but I think that storyline and that possibility is why you could possibly sell high on these guys. Because you
Yeah.
can be like, look, this isn't like just a random garbage team of garbage players that is randomly turning it on. These were guys who were supposed to be good, then became garbage, and now they're playing good again. So you can be like, look, it's happening. They just took them a year to figure it out. So I think I don't believe in that, but I do think you can use that to your advantage.
Yeah, I lean where you guys are with that. The thing is that I mean, you saw Trot say it. He was like, "I need more out of this group. I know there's something there. Like we
and
can
what is he gonna
get to
say?
being a good team." Well, it could just. I mean,
I need
I don't
less
know,
out of
but
this group, and
so
everybody's
do
bad.
you think that this like behind the scenes, this recent production from Stamkos is essentially just an audition to like get traded somewhere else?
I don't think it's only an audition, like, but I think it ends up being one.
Okay.
If that
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I kind of like about their fantasy value more now than I did before is that at least like they're all playing on the top line together, Forsberg,
yeah.
O'Reilly, and Stamkos.
Yeah,
That's something that they haven't done, so that can actually also add to the sell high of it all. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I don't believe in them, but I
I
wouldn't
think
fault.
Saros needs to be traded. Like in
Yeah,
fantasy,
he's the
if you
biggest
have
sell
him,
high
like
to
I think
me.
you gotta try to trade him.
Yes, he's the biggest sell high to me because I don't think they're going to win that many games, but it doesn't necessarily mean that Stamkos' production is going to be as horrifically bad as it has been like the past year and a half,
Yeah.
right?
Look, I can see him being
So,
someone that actually stays on your roster, which is way more than I've said about him for the past, months. I don't think
yeah,
he's going to be anywhere near what he's doing now, though.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Lastly, we've got Zach Hyman / Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, aka McDavid and Draisaitl beneficiaries. Those two guys are going nuts. McDavid and Draisaitl, they've got like 55 points combined in their last like 12 games. It's just nuts. And when you've got a guy in Hyman and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins
Crazy.
who are on that power play one with them, get to play with them at even strength, they're going to get a bunch of points as well. So these guys are doing really well too. So what do we think about them? Do we think they're sell highs? Do we think that we're just happy to be along for the ride with McDavid and Draisaitl and just enjoy having guys with that deployment? What do you think?
I mean, I'm happy that I have them on my roster, but you're selling high. Like you can't. McDavid's averaging close to 3 points per game over the last month. This is ridiculous. yes, McDavid is like
Sustainable.
arguably the best player in hockey. Like it's him and McKinnon; those are the top two. And if McKinnon was doing this, I'd still say the same thing. I'd be like, all the surrounding assets are benefiting from his production right now. Like, yeah, that means they're still elite assets. Like they're still top 20 players potentially, like in fantasy. But I'm trying to trade them for guys that I know are going to be there, even when the production regresses from Hyman and Nuge. Like I think Nuge, he's a consistent sell high. Every time he hovers around a point per game, I'm trying to get him off my roster because he doesn't have any category coverage. He's just a power play merchant. Zach Hyman has some category coverage to him. I feel he's like a better asset to own, but I'm still trying to capitalize on this extra production right now and get somebody that I actually can be really good rest of the season that I know is going to have the same ceiling, but the higher floor as well.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, and Kevin's been the highest, I would say, on Hyman of all of us. Like
Maybe
when he, yeah, and
I like Hyman.
you know, like, yeah, and
11
even
hits a
to
game.
that's yeah, you know, it's crazy that he just like doesn't hit at all anymore. Like, what is that?
I told you guys.
He has like over his past 5 games, he has 1 hit. That's crazy. It's actually absurd. So while I think that they're obviously going to slow down, and that's part of it. I mean, it's tough because Hyman could have these, like his season average is a point per game. Like I don't think that that's crazy impossible. His last 2 weeks average is basically 1.5 points per game, which is ridiculous. So you should sell, but it's got to be a very good return. Like, do you think it's out of the question to get Natchez back?
Natchez has still been really good, so I think that's tough. You could get.
I like
would you
it.
do
It's an
Hyman,
entry
or
point.
Nylander?
I would definitely take Nylander.
That can easily get done right now.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. I mean Nylander. I mean, it's just been super tough in Toronto overall, but yeah, I think that I'm much more
Hyman
confident
or
having
Johnston for sure.
Johnson. I'm more confident having Hyman than Nuge though. Like I like him.
Yeah,
more
100%.
than Nuge. So
Hyman
I think
or
that you
Bratt?
can get more.
Bratt.
People are going to say
These are
we're
all
crazy
great
for saying
names.
that. People are going to say we're crazy for saying that. You could get Bratt plus. Absolutely, you could.
I think that would be an amazing trade.
Yeah, I would do that. That's a really good buy low sell high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, those were all great names. Okay, let's hop into some questions for this week. So let's kind of rapid fire some of these if we can. Joshua Furon on Discord asked, how does FAAB work and what's your strategy for using it? So FAAB is free agent bucks. In our league, we get $100 budget to start this season. And then all our pickups are next day pickups. So we put in a claim for tonight and then it'll come in the next day. And then you could choose to put in $0 or you could choose to put in however many dollars you want from your limited budget. And then if you and another person both bid on the same person, whoever put in the most money will get that player, and waiver priority is the tiebreaker. So that's kind of a quick rundown of how FAAB works. What's your strategy? For me personally, I think there's 3 big times where you want to be spending FAAB. One is the start of the season when values are kind of all over the place and you can really find gold. 2 is trade deadline. I think crazy stuff happens at the trade deadline, and that's where you want to have some FAAB to spend. And then 3 is the playoffs. If you want to make good streamer pickups and your opponent is going to pick up similar people, then you can use your FAAB to get the edge there. So for me, that's kind of my strategy.
Yeah, and I think the FAAB system, I think it's very unpopular in fantasy hockey. I know I started from fantasy football where FAAB is like very popular, and when I came to hockey, it was kind of like it was hard to convince people that I think the FAAB system is worth it and useful. But when in our league of record, like people were staying up until 3 a.m. or like going to bed at 10, putting alarms to wake up in the middle of the night to make pickups for separate days. And some people are on the West Coast, so for them, like it's a huge advantage too, because for them it's midnight, whereas East Coast is like 3 a.m. So to me, it was like a no-brainer. It removes the first come, first serve aspect of hockey in general, where it's like, okay, because you were on your phone at the time of like a injury, you're able to get this guy that's like going to be a game changer. Like imagine Mackenzie Blackwood got traded last season and you were the Georgiev owner at the time, I guess, or whatever. And you miss out on that because you were at work. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things that it kind of evens the playing field and allows people to also like have a strategy in terms of like how much money am I going to spend on this guy?
Yeah.
Puts everybody in the same playing field, the same opportunity.
I dropped 51 FAAB of our $100 FAAB budget on Blackwood, and it ended up being like the best pickup of the year, like totally worth it. So
it saved Josh's season because he went pure 0G and he was able to pick up like a guy that ended up being like a top 5 goalie for his fantasy team.
Yeah.
So all these are pros for the FAAB system in general, I think. Yeah, there's something nice about like waiting day of to seeing your goalie getting confirmed and picking up and for a stream or whatever. Like that's a very fun aspect too. But I think in terms of like the competitive integrity, that system is not as good as the FAAB system. And I think that's kind of like when you're playing for a lot of money, especially in your fantasy leagues, or you're trying to just be competitive in general. I think you want to kind of prioritize competitive integrity. And I think there was some obstacles in the beginning of getting people on board, but I feel like now it's been 3 years that we have it in our league, and I think everybody's happy with it.
Yeah, it's the
no,
best.
it's amazing. Like it used to be in our league that you pick up somebody and then you could pick him up the day of, but he's only on your roster the next day. And then some other leagues that I've been in have it, you pick him up and then he's on your roster the same day. So what we did was essentially you can add and then they're only on your team the next day, which like of course sometimes like you said it's okay waiting to have the goalie confirmed, it's great. But this works a lot better and you can also drop a player on the same day. So if you have to activate someone from IR, it's that way. So it's what's called continuous rolling waiver systems. That's like the important thing is that you can there's always you have to wait till the next day for the pickup. There's a good amount of strategy that's involved in that. Like you said, it evens the playing field almost entirely. And as far as how I spend my FAAB, I agree with Josh's list of 3. The goalie one is also, I would say, like a nice 4th there. The one thing is that for football, the first 2 weeks of FAAB, like people spend all of it basically. For hockey, you have to actually be somewhat strategic in how you even it out. I've probably spent a total of like 17 on Shilovs this year, and he's not even on my team anymore. So you can't be too afraid of making mistakes, but also don't do that. And at the same time, like I got Bussy for like I think like 3, and now he may be the starter on Carolina. So sometimes it's like not an exact science. Hello, Taya.
That was before the injury, though, obviously. But yes,
yeah, exactly. But yeah, there's like right now he would be worth like 30 type thing, which is let's say 30% of your FAAB or 40. So yeah, it's really fun and you should try it in your leagues if you haven't. It makes it a lot more interesting and strategic.
Yeah.
And all the banger management leagues next year will have the same FAAB system as our banger management league.
Exactly.
So everybody can look forward to that.
All right. Frank on Discord asked, what's your opinion on brackets versus reseeding as playoff formats for both fantasy and in the real NHL? For me, it's reseeding should be always. I hate that the NHL changed to brackets. I think it makes it so boring. Like we're going to get another year of Edmonton, LA, and it's just dumb. And we're also going to get, you have Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota, 3 best teams in the NHL. Only one of them is making it to the 3rd round. Only 2 of them are making it to the 2nd round because of the way that the brackets work. So for me, reseeding is definitely the best.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think for fantasy as well, I think reseeding is great. It adds an extra element to, make you care about the regular season. And like a lot of leagues probably have 6 teams making the playoffs, so you already care about, being in the top 2 so you can get that bye week. But in our league of record, we have 14 teams, 8 make the playoffs. So having the reseeding really helps because you don't get a bye week if you're in the top, but you end up playing against like the worst teams. So you get an advantage there. And what I really love about category leagues as well is that, you don't have the bye week, but you get the tiebreaker. So we have 15 categories in our league of record. One of them is shutouts. One of them is shorthanded points, which have like the most, like the smallest number of quantity in that category. So very oftentimes those end in draws. So 13 categories up for grabs. But if you end up getting one and you get a tiebreaker, a lot of matchups end like 7-7. It'll be tiebreaker for whoever has the higher seed. So it's like an added incentive. I really like that element of category leagues where, reseeding plus a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Because in points, it's going to be like never that 2 teams are gonna end up with the same amount of points at the end of the week. Like it's almost impossible.
Yeah. Okay. Ace on Discord asked, Dynasty question for when Jakey returns. It's like he called it. Who are 3 younger players / prospects you're excited about across the league?
Okay,
Not to put you on the spot, but
well,
the man was out of the country for like the last like 3 weeks.
So I would say like to me, if you're starting a dynasty league right now, there's a world in which I have Celebrini and Bedard in my top 3.
Oh, for sure. Celebrini would be 1 overall.
Draisaitl, really over McDavid
in a dynasty? Yeah.
I'm still taking McDavid, McKinnon, Makar, Draisaitl. Like in
Yeah.
Dynasty,
Celebrine's the
even
best
though it's
player in the world.
Dynasty, Josh just traded for Celebrini, so that's why he's a little biased. But like these guys are all first round picks, but I'm taking the guys that have been averaging a 1.5 points per game for like the last 10 years, and I'm banking on them doing that for like the
No, but
next
I think-
5 years at least.
I think this question was more geared to like who are guys who maybe haven't
small
broken
names.
into the NHL that you'd be excited for over the coming years. And that's why he asked Jakey, because Jakey knows all the junior guys.
Yeah, so I think one name to think about is James Higgins. He has the opportunity to play with Pasternak for the next few years, depending on when he comes up to the NHL. Because they like, I know Lindholm has been serviceable, but like really, they don't have like a solid number 1C, and I think they drafted him to be that guy. I also that's one from this past draft class. Another one, I mean, I think Misa could be a beast.
I was going to say Misa as well.
Yeah, Misa could be amazing, especially considering how like incredible you already see Celebrini is. So that could be really, really nice.
And he can easily take Wenberg's spot on that power play one.
Yes. Yeah, fully. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if he makes an appearance later this year. But to like don't judge that for what's gonna be in the future. And someone who hasn't really broken. Oh, actually, I have an even better name, Cole Hudson. Now this
You're
is
a
kind of
believer?
spicy. Yeah, this is spicy because like unlike Lane Hudson, who came into an ideal situation in Montreal, Cole's going to a situation that has Carlson, at least for now, and Jacob Chikrin, who's going to be a solid part of their future. So I just see that they have similar collegiate productions, Lane and Cole. They've both been really, really good. And
Same DNA.
If he ends yeah, I mean, it seems like they could have like similar career trajectories, even if it may take a little bit longer. So right now, like, I mean, he's definitely on your dynasty roster, I would assume. In football, we have something called the taxi squad, where you don't have to play the guy and you can just sort of keep him there. So
Same
he's
thing in
like,
hockey.
yeah, he's like the number one taxi squad guy. Like, I would say he could be really good. It just may take a little bit of time in the NHL, but once he gets going, like, I'd say like 2 years into his career, he could be really, really fun to have.
Nice.
We'll do a lot of dynasty content in the off season. I think
Tons,
that's kind of like
gonna be a lot of fun.
A lot of people are really into that. That's where a lot of leagues start before all the redrafts get back into the fold.
Okay.
Yeah, and let me just give really quickly. I just want to give like names from the past 3 draft classes that are already in the NHL that haven't like done too well yet. Ryan Leonard, Lev Shinov. And from this year, it's a little bit tougher because the ones that are in the NHL, I mean, like, it's pretty much just Matthew Schaefer, and I think he's going to be insane. So
yeah,
that's kind of it. But those 2 that have already been in the NHL, I think that they're going to have like really good careers.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, Birdo's Pink Sucker on Discord asked, who are the guys you end up drafting every year? Also, who have you kept drafting expecting a breakout but kept failing? So for the second part of it, I feel like Lafreniere is the classic, right?
Yeah.
Like every year. I mean,
it's
it's
my
just
answer to both parts of the question.
like I usually like stay away from Lafreniere, but I fell for it this year because of the Rangers' sick playoff schedule, and I thought he had a shot at power play 1 because of what the coach was saying in the offseason. And they still have the 6 playoff schedule. He got time at power play 1. Turns out he just sucks. So I fully have no more interest in Lafreniere because if he was never going to get more opportunity than this year. So that's my breakout guy I keep drafting every year. This year was the first year in like a while that I haven't drafted Roman Josi. I got burnt last year, and I was like, all right, never again. But he used to be a guy who always finds his way on my team.
I always draft Barkov. Barkov is my guy. This year I did not have the opportunity to draft him. We drafted right after he got hurt, so he wasn't on my board. But every year I want Barkov on my team. I feel like he was the staple on my roster for like the last 3 years, it feels like. So except last year Jakey had him. But he's my favorite player in the NHL, so I'm always trying to get him on my roster. I was even drafting with a first round pick, felt like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And you were able to get him in like the second in recent years, but he's still just always a stud. I always end up with him on my roster. I always also end up with, I feel like Dylan Cousins in recent years, or Josh Norris. Like these guys always end up on my roster somehow in recent years.
Yeah.
This year I have all 2 of them.
Yeah. What What about you, Jakey? Who always ends up on your team?
Forsberg. Philip
Yeah, that's
Forsberg.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's just super good for shots, hits, and like every year. Also, I really want Brady to chuck in the first round, and I don't take him because
The
usually
board
my
just needs
picks are
to
too
fall
high.
exactly. Yeah. Oh, sorry. His
Yeah.
picks are too early, so poor Jakey doesn't get to grab him.
I have to settle for McKinnon or McDavid or Matthews or whatever.
That's it. And I mean, I'm trying to come up with another name, but Laugh is the perfect name for part 2 of this question.
Slav?
Like,
yeah. No, Laugh for
well,
like the breakout.
No, I know, but
Slav
Slav kind of, Jakey
too,
always goes
yeah.
Slav too.
Yeah, Slav is
yeah.
kind of getting good though, and like the second half of
sick.
every year, he's decent. Like,
Yeah.
so it's tough. But Laugh,
Yeah.
Laugh Rainier, just because it's Laugh and Laugh are way too close.
I feel like you oftentimes get Fiala, Josh, or is that it was just last year?
I'm not sure if it's more than last year, but I do feel like he always drops lower than I would expect for a guy who can like get close to point per game. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anyone else who like ends up on my team a lot. But I mean,
it's tough, but it's not.
Find a way to trade
McDavid?
for like the top guys. Yeah, exactly. I feel like McDavid and Matthews actually ends up on my team almost every year at some point.
Yeah, he does. He does. I was going to say, not exactly a breakout, but Laine, I always think is going to be good and never is.
Yeah.
Lately.
Yeah, I never.
He had a great.
Laine, so
he had an amazing start to his career, but I keep thinking like, oh, new opportunity, new chance. Like, oh, like there's always a new storyline that makes me believe in Laine, and it's just like,
nice.
It's just tough.
All right. Renican on Discord asked, with Tkachuk and Hughes coming off IR, who are the new best IR stashes to target?
JT Miller, Connor Bedard. I think JT Miller is one of the most accessible right now because he wasn't even popping off that hard before getting hurt.
Yeah.
Rangers have the best playoff schedule, and he's a banger beast. So in bangers leagues, I really want to target him. I think Bedard is still hard to acquire him because like how good he was before the injury. But he's a guy that like if the team that has Bedard is near the bottom of the table and they need the production, they can't wait for him to get healthy again. He's one of the better stashes. Hedman, I think, is a tricky one. Somebody was trying to trade. He was asking me if it was okay to trade Marchenko for Hedman.
No,
and I was like, this is not even close. Like, I'm
not interested in
anything
Hedman unless you can get him for like peanuts or like pick him up for free. So I think JT Miller is the best one you can target.
Would you trade Troy Terry for Hedman?
Honestly, I'd rather have Terry. but if you believe in Hedman, it's not the end of the like. I think that's a fine trade to make.
Yeah,
I just don't particularly believe in Hedman.
Kemper's a good
price is low. Kemper's not really
a great one.
He's about to come back.
That's it. Like hopefully he comes back soon. Trying to think of guys who like might be a bit longer term, but I think JT Miller.
Adam Fox used to be one of the best stashes, but now he's about to come back as well. So
yeah. All right, let's move on.
Jarvis.
Oh, so that's actually a really good one. You're right. Jarvis is probably a top tier one. It's still unclear what his timeline is, but I tried to get him from Jakey in our trade, but Jakey said no, even though he could be out for the whole season. But
my favorite is still JT, just because I think he's the one that has the highest value and the most easily to acquire as well.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Sacknotch on Discord asked, as a recent member of the Banger management community, can you describe your imaginary friend Jake to me?
Sacknotch joined from the Apples and Genos collab, so happy to have people join the community. And listen, you finally get to meet our third host that we were not lying about, that is fully real and actually not AI or anything.
Yeah. Show them your hands so they can show it's not AI.
Shake that booty, Jakey, so we know it's real.
No, exactly.
You're the booty shaker. Yeah, I'm real. That's all there is.
Tell us about yourself. People want to get to know you.
I like long walks on the beach, I suppose.
Okay, nice. So he's very original. Let's move on. We've got Brian on Discord he asked this question earlier this year, but he wants to know if our answers have changed since then. Keep 5 of these guys for next year. Goals, assists, plus minus, PIM, power play points, game-winning goals, face-off wins, shot hit blocks are the Cats. He's 100% keeping Crosby, so keep 4 of the following guys: Reinhart, Forsberg, Genther, Batherson, Dahlin, Bouchard.
Okay, so wait, is Crosby included in the 5?
Yeah,
no, he's keeping him.
So like Crosby's, but he's saying
so 4 other ones after Crosby.
Exactly.
To me, Reinhart is a 100% you're keeping.
Yeah,
To me, Bouchard is a 100% you're keeping, and Dahlin
Yeah.
is a 100% you're keeping.
agreed.
So for me, that's 4. Then it's you have to choose one between Forsberg, Gunther, and Batherson. Honestly, like, I think you'll have a better idea near the end of the year. But if you have to choose, like, in the near future, I think I'm leaning. I mean, Forsberg is the guy that you have to, like, convince yourself not to take, it feels like, right? It's just like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
the numbers point towards keeping Forsberg, but, like, how big of a jump can the other guys take? I'm leaning Gunther the highest. Gunther, Forsberg, Batherson.
Yeah,
But there's a
Batherson's
world where
definitely my
Forsberg
last
is the
choice.
worst.
This is my last choice of the 3, not because he's bad, but just I prefer the other 2 guys.
Yeah.
And then Forsberg, I think, is the more like guaranteed. Like it just feels crazy to not keep him. Genther just
Yeah.
still feels like he's got that crazy upside, and he's still super young, so he can just have that breakout year any year where it's going to be just insane. I'm still going Forsberg, I think, just to be on the safe side with the floor of the shots and hits.
Yeah.
But Genther could just pop off next year.
Maybe if end of season, like, they traded Ryan O'Reilly, they traded Stamkos, and Yossi is, like, still dealing with his injury stuff. Marchessault is gone. Like, maybe that leans you more Gunther than Forsberg at
That's
that point.
fair.
But I agree,
Yeah.
Forsberg is the safer point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with the same ones. Except to me, like it's a clear Forsberg unless, like, I think even with the trade, I mean I just feel like their ceiling is what Forsberg kind of just does.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think
So
that's
that's it. So I'm just gonna those are mine as well.
fair. Okay, Brian on Discord also asked, what are your fantasy team names? He said his are The Crosby Show, 2 Kachucks, 1 Cup, and Happy Kemper.
Happy
2 Kachucks, 1
Kemper's
Cup
hilarious.
is great.
Yeah, they're all really
But
good actually.
You have to make sure you have both of the Kachucks on your team, or else it doesn't count. In my opinion,
Yeah.
like, there's somebody in our league of record that has, like, a Nichushkin name that doesn't even have Nichushkin on their
Yeah.
roster, and I'm just like, you can't do that, man. That's not fair.
No, you got to have the guy who you're making a pun off of. So for
My-
me,
my
I
main-
yeah, go ahead.
go for
it.
I was gonna say mine is I have Panarin, and my team was very tied to the success of the Rangers early on. So mine is the Breadman Rises.
I
It's
love it.
not the best name,
No,
but
I
I have
like
a
it a
picture
lot.
of bald Panarin. So
It's also great because, like, with all your injuries, you were lower in the standings, and it kind of like
Yeah.
implies like the Reds gonna rise to the top, you know. So
fair.
I think it's a great pun. I've got just like usually I do a pun on one of my players' names. I often end up with Matthew, so I've been Stone Cold Steve Austin for a bit. But this year I'm just went with Benjamin's dad's team because I had a baby and I figured use that good. And then I have a picture of my team picture is a picture of my baby sitting on the couch and then a Photoshop beer in his hand.
Oh, it wasn't a real beer.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah, mine is just like because it's been that for a while. It's Canada A, but I have another league that's actually like I'm partnered with one of my friends in that league. The name is Kostopoulos Michael.
Oh my god, I love that.
Which is actually like
A
that,
Rick and
that
Morty
was
reference for,
credits all to him, but like I thought that was actually hilarious.
It's a mix of Rick and
So
Morty and
that's-
Mike Kostopoulos, the goat of the Habs.
Yeah,
So
I've tried to do the whole pun thing, and every time I do, my team just loses weeks. So I'm not
you got to stick with
extremely
what works.
superstitious, but yeah,
Just a little
You're a little
stitious.
stitious. Yeah,
This is the team that I lose in the finals with almost every year, so I got to stick with it.
got to stick with what works.
That's it.
All right. Birdo's Pink Sucker on Discord asked, how many players is too many to stack on the same team /line/power play? For me, it's the max I'm going is 3, and even that I feel is a lot. But at
four
the
is
end of
too
the day, I'm not going to like lose value to avoid a big stack. But I'm also like, I really don't want to have more than 3 guys of a stack.
Yeah, I mean, I have multiple stacks on my league of record team this year. I mean, I started the year with I had Sanderson, Brady Tkachuk, Drake Batherson, and Dylan Cousins. So they're not all playing
I
on the
told
same
you that
line.
was too much.
But that was 4 out of the 5. I mean, I would still be happy with if I still had Sanderson on my team. I ended up being able to trade him and got Reinhardt and Bratt. Not the 1 for 2. It was a
pretty
4
much
for
a 1
4.
for 2.
No, that it was not. Yeah, I think 3 is a good number. Also on the Rangers, I have Panarin, Trocheck, and Will Cooley, who that's surprisingly 3/5 of the power play 1
Yeah,
for the
I
Rangers,
know.
which I
It's
did not
crazy.
expect. I thought that would be 1/5 of the power play 1 for the Rangers. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm happy with the
agree.
3.
But I don't like having 3 on the same line. That's one thing. If like I'd rather 2 forwards and a defenseman in an
I'm
ideal
never
Yeah.
world.
avoiding it, but I'm never like consciously like overlooking a player if I think the value is right because I have
That's
players on the
it.
same team. But if I have the option, then I don't hate diversifying a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Joshua Furon on Discord asked, "Who would you want most to be a guest on your podcast? Is it Jakey?"
Okay. I am a part of the trio. I think I'm the fries. I can't remember. Josh is the
I know I'm the
milkshake.
Josh
milkshake.
was the
Yeah.
shake. And I guess
That's
I'm the
it.
burger because I got
That's it.
2 cheeks, 2 buns. That's exactly what you meant when you said I was the burger, right?
Yeah. And I bring all the boys to the yard, so
I just like fries.
Okay,
Yeah.
but who would be a good podcast guest?
Okay, for me, so non-hockey player, I would think like Elliot Friedman would be cool, right?
Yeah, that'd
That's
be,
Oh, that'd
sick.
be great.
That'd be really cool. Hockey player wise, what hockey player would you guys want on the pod the most? I'm trying to think who would be like who has like the best like personality.
I would want to do a podcast with Seth Jarvis.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Like, I love his personality. He's one of my favorite players. I think
Well,
every time I
Jarvis,
see him
if
do
you-
an
if you
interview,
hear
he's just got
this
such a good
somehow-
personality.
If you hear this somehow, we know you're on IR for a bit. So if you want to just come to, if you go to Montreal, I'll go to Montreal and we'll all do it in person together. We'll come to you even.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, that's our. If anyone knows anyone who knows Seth Jarvis or anything like that, let's make this happen.
Yeah,
Second on top
yeah.
of the list, definitely Gabe. I was gonna say Vajardi, but Gabe Velarde
That would actually be
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, Velarde.
or Archdeep Baines.
Oh my god. Or Brandon Bussey.
Yeah.
These are all great answers.
Yeah. Okay. Smellis007 on Reddit asked, "Is Lehkonen worth holding on to in a 10-team league if he's my worst player and I want to open a streamer spot?" I think he's easy to drop in a 10-team league if he's your worst player, especially without the power play one. Look, drop him and then you can pick him up later if he gets the deployment back.
Yeah, there's definitely power play 1 guys available on your waiver wire in 10-team league, and I'd be
Yeah,
cutting him
exactly.
between those.
Okay. Griffin281109 on Reddit asked, "What's going on with Malkin? Is he worth holding in my only IR spot, or are there other IR stashes I'd be better off replacing him with?" So, first of all, I haven't heard any news about Malkin. I don't know about you guys about timeline. So, I feel like that's the type of thing where it's just he's going to return out of nowhere at some point. But in terms of IR stashes, we mentioned kind of our top ones already. So, but I doubt those guys are available. In terms of like IR guys who are like less than, let's say, 50% owned, I don't know if there's anyone that like jumps to mind. I mean, Dylan Holloway. I'd rather have Holloway than Malkin. Is that a hot take?
No, that's not a hot take. I
that's
feel
fair.
the same.
So
What about Zucker?
I like Zucker a lot, and that's one that he should return like relatively soon.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd
he's
rather
10%
Malkin than
owned.
Zucker rest the season, but like I still like Zucker a lot.
We didn't talk
Yeah.
about Will Smith as an IR stash.
Oh, true. That's a really good one.
He's
a good-
week
a
to
good one,
week
Solomon.
as of mid December. He was week to week, so maybe I'm anticipating like a mid January return type of thing.
Okay. Damn, you're
I
telling
think
me
I would
we
rather- I
need
would
to get
rather
even
him
better
than
when
Malkin.
Will Smith comes back.
Yes,
Yeah.
he will. And Matthews is officially day to day, so everything is sad.
I also do like the Aiden Hill IR stash.
Yes,
like I tried
that's a
to
good one.
acquire him. The
Yes.
manager was like,
He doesn't do trades.
he doesn't do trades. He also has like a full IR. It like really would have helped him out. Like, but no dice for me.
No
but I really
dice.
like taking the
Yeah.
chance on like a 50-50 goalie on one of the best teams in the league.
That's
I
a
think
great one.
a
Yeah.
great
Yep.
opportunity.
Okay, Jetski King 2292 on Reddit asked, "What's going on with Taveres and Bratt? Are they worth holding?" Both these guys are huge buy lows, absolutely worth holding on to. If you don't have them, I would honestly target them. If you have them, you just got to be patient. Do not sell low on them.
Massive opportunity to buy low. If I have them, I'm not getting them. I'm not letting them get off my roster, to be honest, because you'll never
Yeah.
get enough value that it makes sense. And these guys are about to bounce back. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, the only way
Yeah.
to trade them is if like you can trade them with the other person baking in their full value, and that would be a big mistake
Yep.
on the other person's part. So I don't think it really happens.
And if I don't have them, I'm really trying to acquire them. Guys,
Yeah.
like I think these are two of the surest bets to bounce back to being near point per game value.
Well, Taveres is actually sort of heat up. He's
Yeah.
He's been a massive
recently.
buy low from the last month. Like we even highlighted him on this podcast in our recent buy low episodes.
Yeah.
Buy low, sell high episodes.
Yeah. All right, last question. Soup Ziegler on Reddit asked, in a bangers league without faceoff win, keep 3 of McDavid, Larkin, Trocheck, Norris. Kevin, say the line for us because I want you to admit that who the not keep is.
Listen, I'm not a crazy person. Obviously, it goes McDavid, Larkin, maybe Lockout. No, obviously Norris is the cut here out of this 4, especially with no faceoff wins. I think
it's a no-brainer.
I think it maybe evens the playing field a little bit, but I mean, no. I mean, these other 3 guys are way better than Norris.
Yeah,
so.
no question there. All right.
I actually think Soup asked that question specifically
just to get,
Kevin.
He's like, where's the line with Kevin and Josh Norris?
This was an easy question for Josh to just answer in the Discord, but he wanted to put this in the podcast to hear me say this out loud.
Actually, this is on
this
Reddit,
is such like we get a lot of questions. We're trying to like tailor them and choose the ones that I think we can bring value or that are like not time sensitive. Like this is an easy one. I'm just like, oh yeah, just don't keep Josh Norris. But Josh,
you heard that? You heard him say it. Everyone has to record that.
It's gonna be a bit now, but yeah, no.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah. But that wraps us up for our hot topics and mailbag episode.
Thank you to everybody for listening. It's really great to be back with you all. I am not an imaginary friend, so that's
he's real.
He's real.
Just wanted to really hammer that point home. Follow us on Spotify.
Wait.
Don't follow us. Yes.
Jakey, since you are the fries of the podcast, what type of fry are you?
This was urgent. So you had to stop at the end of the episode.
Before we wrap it up.
wait, important.
What fries are you? Josh, what milkshake are you? And then what burger am I?
I like to think I'm a sweet potato fry.
Wow. Okay, classy. I'm definitely an Oreo, vanilla-based Oreo milkshake.
Nice. Ooh, that's a good answer.
I was just gonna say I think I'm a Five Guys burger.
Nice.
It's the best one
because you get some free peanuts thrown in.
Okay.
Five Guys has free peanuts. It's a thing.
I know. I just never have the peanuts when I go.
What? Are you kidding me? That's my favorite part. I scoop up way too many. I'm like, you can't stop me. These are free.
You don't even get a burger. You just go and get peanuts and you leave.
I just walk. There's like a whole trough of peanuts. You just go and you just grab them. And you put them in a bag. They can't do anything about it.
Infinite feedback. You heard it here first.
The employees are not paid enough to stop you.
Okay, wait. Kevin and I went to like a wedding one day because basically our friends and my girlfriend were invited to this wedding, and they were invited to the whole thing. We were invited to the drinking and dancing after. So we went to a soccer game during the day, and then after that we were like, hey, are we gonna have any food by the time we go there? You know what, let's just be safe, let's go to Five Guys. So we go to Five Guys and
we were in Spain,
like handfuls and handfuls of peanuts and like burger, and then like we're like, wow, that was good. On the walk home, I'm like, oh bleep. She's like, what? I'm like, the bride has a severe peanut allergy.
Oh Jakey just ate like 2 tons of peanuts.
And that's how Jakey and Kevin ruined the wedding.
No. So like I go home, I think I brushed my teeth like 5 times. I showered, I washed my face, and like still, when I saw the bride, like I was about to just like bow and say congratulations. Anyway, I gave her a hug. She's fine. The wedding was great.
For now.
That's our now. Five Guys story. That was a scary few hours. So,
but it's also like we were in Spain and we went to Five Guys for food. Like I feel like that's just so North American
for sure.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Thank you to everybody for listening to week 13 Hot Topics and Mailbag. Follow us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. The link to all of our socials are in the link tree in the podcast description. And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Woo-hoo. Join the Discord community !3. It's a great place to be, as we've spoken about, and we'll continue to speak about from here on in. Stick with us in 2026 as the fantasy season goes on. There's always a lot of updates, news, buy low, sell high opportunities to bring to you, and more value to come in 2026.
Wait, I didn't even realize this is the last episode of 2025.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I can't believe we did not mention that.
Quick new fantasy hockey New Year's resolution for everyone, other than win the league.
Not lose my matchups, and don't let Josh trade with Jakey anymore.
Yeah, that was mine. That was mine. Matthews is officially day to day. This is just so bad. This is like,
you know what?
This
maybe this will undo the first trade we made where you completely fleeced me. Okay, so if anything, we're even now.
I didn't fleece you. Yeah, you just said it yourself.
Yeah, Draisaitl's been so much better than Kucherov, Josh.
Yeah, but Gostisbehere is the best player in the entire league.
He's also hurt.
yeah, true. He's also hurt. That's it. My New Year's resolution is to not.
My resolution is to make at least 2 more trades before the end of the season.
Trade back.
Can't wait to see
that
what's
could count
gonna...
as one.
That
can count as, you're welcome.
No, thank you.
Oh,
all right.
Do your jingle or whatever.
Bow, Banker Management Fantasy Hockey Podcast. Woo! Happy woo year.
Okay, no. Woo! Fine. I gotta give a proper woo.
Yeah.
Do it.
I did.
Woo!
Nice.
Woo!
Whoa.
Yeah, that's the type of woo when you just traded away an injured Matthews.